Hi, my name is Eric. I'm a writer here at Crutchfield, and today we are going to talk about the Rotel RC-1590 MKII stereo preamplifier. We hooked that up here in our studio and gave it a listen, and I wanted to give you an idea what that experience was like. First of all, the RC-1590 Mark II is an upgrade to an existing 1590 unit, which has been very popular. There have just been a few changes made. There's a new DAC inside by Texas Instruments. It's also Roon ready. It's now compatible with MQA and Studio MQA high-res files. And there have been some internal circuitry changes that just make things clearer and reject noise even better than before. You may notice the screen is flickering in this image. That's a camera artifact, and that is not representative of what the screen will do when you use it at home. One of my favorite things about all Rotel pieces is the layout of the front panel. I like these rounded, easily accessible buttons. They're also very well labeled. I like the Type A USB port, which works only with Apple devices. Just want you to know that. And also the headphone output. So if you need to listen at night when everybody else is asleep, you can go ahead and plug in and listen to your heart's content at whatever volume you like. If you look at Rotel preamps, this is the top of the line for the Mark II series. It's got the most inputs and outputs, so it's a great way to start a system. It gives you a ton of flexibility. You can hook up any power amplifier you want to, and any speakers. You can kind of mix and match and do exactly what you need to, starting with this component, which is where you're going to plug everything in, control your volume, and do everything else. For our test, we used a Rotel RB1552 Mark II power amplifier, and we hooked everything up to a pair of wonderful KEF Q150 bookshelf speakers. So I mentioned that this unit has a lot of inputs and outputs. There are 3 optical and 3 coaxial digital inputs on the back, which is a lot. You can hook up just about anything you need to in the digital line. There are 3 unassigned pairs of RCA inputs, and then a separate one that's just for your turntable with moving magnet cartridge. And for the best connection, I like to use the XLR inputs and outputs, which we have 2 pairs of outputs on this one, which is more than what you get on the 1572 Mark II, which is kind of this one's younger brother. There's also a network port for you to connect to your home network, and there is a USB Type B if you want to stream files from your computer. Some things I like about the way this one works once you really get to using the remote and checking out the menus. It does start with the tone controls defeated. I like a flat response. You may want to tweak the treble or the bass, and you can do that using the remote or through the front panel if you wish. The front panel also sometimes for me, it can be kind of a visual distraction if that's too bright, if the display is too bright. And this does have a dimmer feature, so you can turn that down to whatever level of brightness you're more comfortable with. And when you're in the menu settings, you can fix some of the gain settings so that if you have one source that's quieter than the others, you can kind of bring those all up to the same level. Basically, you have control over the base level of volume that you get when you hook up a component. So we tested this with some vinyl. We used a Project DC Carbon, and that was really nice to listen to, get a good idea of how some analog sources sounded, and we really wanted to test out the DAC and the Bluetooth with aptX. So I played a lot of music through my phone, and that sounded really good. It's probably, a wired connection is slightly better, but if you're going to use the convenience of Bluetooth, that's the best way to do it. It's going to sound very nice. So the upshot is, if you want a heart of your system, a component where you can hook up everything imaginable and then have your choice of which power amplifier, which speakers you want to use, this is the way to go. The RC-1590 Mark II has tons of inputs and outputs, and it's really a flexible component that you can build a whole system around. If you need a little help building your dream system, get in touch with us here at Crutchfield. We can give you a hand. Thanks for watching.